Hello everybody and welcome back to the last match today of Lazer Grand Arena. It's another round of 16 match, xootynator versus Antonio. I'm Fire Rage, going to be joined today for the last match of the day by Demarsh. How's it going, Demarsh?
Hey Fiery, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Oh, it's been a long weekend full of some really exciting matches, and I'm hoping this one's going to be just as good.
Yep. Hopefully capping off the round of 16, round of 32 weekend with a bang with these last couple of matches. There is still one more match on Monday that got rescheduled. It's at a 13 UTC on Monday, which the pool showcase for quarterfinals will happen immediately after that. Nonetheless, though, let's focus on what we have in front of us. Band phase already underway. We have the bands coming in rapid fire. Nomad 2 for xootynator. Not too surprising to see either Nomad 2 or DT2. Pretty much would have been xootynator's guaranteed ban. Not known for her speed or stamina, especially when the Nomad 2 is around 220 BPM. Antonio banning out Hidden 1. Also not too surprising, xootynator very good at Hidden. Just not wanting to deal with that whatsoever. DT2 first pick from Antonio. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Was something that was picked against her by Tricky Pugster, as well as DT3, so whether Antonio is going to double up on those DT picks, just like Tricky Pugster did, kind of remains to be seen for a little bit longer. But Zooty in her previous matchup went with Nomad 1, but is going to go into the Hard Rock 2 instead. A very understandable pick as well.
Yeah, Hard Rock 2 and Nomad 1, I think, were the two obvious picks I would put Zooty at, so it's not too surprising to see her go for those. Could have gone for something wacky like the Hidden 2 if she wanted to, but her bread and butter is definitely generic aim. That's what she's been known for. Hard Rock aim in particular. Precision is also, she's more than capable at that, so Hard Rock 2 makes sense. As for Antonio, still 2 DT maps left in the pool. He cannot pick the same map, unfortunately. We'll see if he goes into either one of those DTs. I think, yep, DT3 is going to be the pick. Then we get to the second band phase to determine which of these 5 maps are going to be the last map played. Just based on what we saw in the first wave, Nomad 4 ban from Antonio. I was thinking Hidden 2 personally, but probably saving that for the next ban is my guess.
Yeah, I think seeing what's left. So we got that Nomad 3, Hidden 2, Hard Rock 1, DT1. I don't know what Zooty, I feel like could probably play a lot of those maps quite well. I'm not sure where she goes here, to be fair.
I think DT1 is definitely probably getting banned out. It's not that Zooty cannot play that sort of map, it's just she's not probably the most comfortable in it. Nomad 3 as well. That was probably more of a toss-up one, so not too surprised to see that either. I think it was probably between Nomad 3 and like Hard Rock 1, between what she would want to ban or not, and I think just leaving Hard Rock open makes more sense for her overall. I'm expecting a DT1 ban here, and then probably a Hidden 2 ban from Antonio, but who knows?
Yeah, so you're taking her time with it. And there it is. Right on the money.
This is where Antonio bans hidden too, and I can call this match scripted. Ah, dang.
Never mind.
It was kind of a coin flip between those two anyway, I think. Either one would have made sense in the context of xootynator. With all the picks underway. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, a bit of a who's who of what's left. We hold at 1, hidden 2. Not many great options there, but we're ready to start the draft order. Antonio up first with Austin's Bazaar.
Slight finger, or not really slight finger control, very finger control heavy map on this with double time. Not too many long bursts, but still fairly speedy, around 230-ish BPM. A lot of the focus is definitely on those semi-tech oriented finger control patterns though, as you see right from the get-go pretty much.
Immediately you see out of the gate Antonio off to the better start. Zooty not far behind though, just trailing 3% on the accuracy. A little bit on the combo, but 2 minutes 25, still plenty of time. There comes in a miss though, that is good news for Antonio.
Gives Antonio a bit of a runaway with this combo lead. Accuracy wise as well, 2% up above xootynator at the moment. Still holding on to the FC as we approach halfway through the map. Not really having any issue comfort-wise. Very solid first pick.
Still got all the combos. Dropped quite a bit of accuracy though. Just allowed Zooty to kind of close that gap just a little bit, or at least maintain it.
It's not an awful lot, granted. Still 1% advantage in favor of Antonio, and I think at this point, regardless of what happens, he's going to be coming into the second map with the advantage score-wise, just whether or not he can FC right now, which is looking to close it out at the very least. Still holding on to the FC, going to be getting it at the very end there. Solid FC from Antonio on that for his first pick. Zooty not too far behind, 820k. Still very respectable on that, just unfortunately, not much you can do against an FC.
I hope that's how it goes, but has done very well to keep the score that close on a 979k score. And now Zooty's going to get to try and do some damage with this Hard Rock 2.
Just going immediately into it. These players are not wasting any time. I respect it. CS 7.8, so a bit more precision-oriented than you might expect from Hard Rock 2s in general, which are usually CS 6.5. That does favor those that do like their small circle size, I guess you could say, but it also makes it very hard to keep a consistent combo on this map, which you're seeing from both players right now. Misses kind of all over the place for both Zooty and Antonio. Still relatively equal with the accuracy lead, keeping Zooty in the lead for now.
Yeah, a couple more misses as well from Antonio is going to help that along. Again, she's looking for around about 100k to even this out from the previous map. And she's doing quite well so far. Antonio running into the misses. Precision just being a little too high. There's a miss there from Zooty. Gonna slow it down, but not massively. Still got 98 AC. Antonio hanging in there with the 96.
I was going to say Zooty seemed to get her bearings on the map settled in a bit, but still dropping a couple misses here and there. It's not going to be the end of the world for her, thankfully, but it's going to keep the score lead from really growing any more than 50k as we get into the last part of the map here. Solid accuracy from Zooty, keeping her well-established lead intact for now, but slowly going to be creeping over if we don't see any combo breaks from Antonio. We saw a combo break from Zooty. That's kind of massive. That's going to shift the score lead really fast, actually. Antonio does finally drop, but I went from 50k now to 25k just from that alone. There's going to be a couple more repeated misses from Antonio here, which kind of offset it, but all things considered, not too bad.
No, it's solid stuff. Oh, Antonio. As he will maintain his lead after this map.
So he does cut into the deficit by 60k, but still around
101k behind.
101k lead, yeah. With the next pick, Nomad 1, this one's kind of dicey now since I think everyone really is comfortable at Nomad 1. Obviously, Zooty more comfortable than I think most players in this tournament. But nonetheless, with how Lazer scoring system works, you don't really expect anyone to get a bad score on this. Like, at worst, maybe 500k, 400k, around that. I think that's probably what we would see the least amount of points on this map. This is Nomad 1, which means it is also very prone to just random misses everywhere, so you can be as comfortable as you want on this, and you will still randomly miss on a jump pattern, and there goes your score if that happens.
And also I've noticed as well, it's very hard to gain a massive score advantage without the combo, because a lot of players very comfortable with the aim and can maintain a very high accuracy as well. So just being able to out-combo your opponent still really helps on a map like this.
You can see both these players in the beginning phases not having any issue. Both players holding on to solid 99 plus accuracies with an FC intact. So it's really just going to be down to whoever misses first here to get that slight score lead advantage in their favor.
If there's even a miss at all. There might not be.
I wouldn't go as far to say that we'd be seeing a double FC on this. This map is still pretty hard.
First KI time, and it's still neck and neck. Slightly in favor of Antonio, but nothing at all in between it.
It's like 2 100s in favor of Antonio right now, and it's going to be immediately taken away with that miss at the very end of the chorus too. This is not where you want to miss, almost at the exact halfway point too. Gives xootynator a lot of breathing room now. She gets to build up her combo.
Yeah, her accuracy is good enough that the combo is just free score advantage at this stage.
We are going to be getting into one of the harder jump sections shortly, though. About 100 combo from now, we have a lot of nasty wide-angle jumps going into the second chorus, so we'll see if that trips xootynator out here. No, she nails it. Okay. Go off. Go off, queen.
Zooty is gaming right now. With an open field, you wonder how much damage Antonio's going to face. I mean, it's already 130k against him. So Zooty's ahead by roughly 30k right now. Does find a miss on nothing. Nothing.
The client lag. I think that might have been what happened there. That is so unfortunate. It's not going to be the end of the world, but that does stop the bleeding for Antonio, getting a break there, sent from the gods. Just needs to hold it together, and it'll still be relatively even at the very least. It's still going to be in favor of Zooty with Antonio missing there, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as it could have been. Zooty is just nailing these jump sections, no problem at all, my god.
Yeah, she's really putting on a clinic right now, but at least the relief of Antonio, she has missed. So the damage will be minimal at this stage. But
that goes from probably a 250k score gap to only a 150k score gap, which puts Zooty in the lead by around 60k. Still well within reach. So that miss could actually be huge in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, very well could be, right. Back over to DT now for Antonio's second pick. We've got Dragons on the 1.6 multiplier, I should add as well.
Yeah, so slightly faster than your standard double time. Just based on how DT2 went, you can sort of get a vague estimate on how this is going to go. Antonio slightly favored on this, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say that as well. If Zooty can keep the damage to a minimum, though, could bode very well for the last map. Hidden 2. That's what it's all to play for. But Antonio's going to want a nice buffer going into that map for sure.
Even if he doesn't get a buffer, at the very least, keeping a lead within 60k or 50k or so should be more than enough to go into Hidden 2 thinking that you have a chance. As of right now, though, both players still holding on to their FCs. Accuracy lead in favor of Antonio by about 2%.
Both of them doing extremely well, and especially Zooty to keep up with this.
It's kind of echoes what DT2 was. I mean, Zooty got 800k on that. Was only bested by the FC from Antonio on that. Both these players, just the accuracy from Zooty is the only thing struggling. As soon as I say that, both players do trade misses. Antonio gets the slight advantage from it, though. Now 40k, 50k bout in favor of Antonio as combo has been reset. It's just that accuracy lead doing all the favor for Antonio right now.
Yeah, Zooty probably comes off slightly worse than that. She does have combo lead though, so if we see some accuracy drop from Antonio, she might be able to still pull this lead, but again, that's assuming she can hold on to the act herself. She looks very shaky on this. A lot of cursor shaking on the snaps to these notes, but
Antonio's also dropping accuracy, to be fair, so this lead is going to be slowly crawling back. Okay, well, there goes that immediately as soon as why do I bother mentioning anything sometimes? And just like that, this lead has skyrocketed to almost 100k and probably going to it's going to continue growing. I really need to stop talking. All right.
Well, it would have been 100k had you stopped talking.
If I stop talking, it will give Antonio the advantage, though. Going into the last map, around 16k score advantage.
And this is shaping up to be an incredibly close match. After 4 maps, you're talking 16k. That is really impressive.
13k, as a matter of fact.
Even better. And
this is probably one of the harder maps in the pool, too. A lot of I guess you can call this a reading map. It's AR9, but there's a lot of direct overlaps and tricky patterns that make you think they go in one direction, but then they end up not being that at all. So a lot of anti-flow on this. I'm very interested to see how this plays out, as this is a map that neither of these players wanted to pick. So neither of these players really feeling too confident on this to bother picking it. And with things as close as they are, this will be very interesting to see who comes out on top here. So we get into the final map.
We're off to the Rogoku strip. Decided. I feel like this map has decided a lot of matches this weekend. Very indifferent map to a lot of players, for better or worse.
It's a very tricky alt map, all things considered. There's a lot, like the patterns that Zooty just missed on right there. Those patterns are deceptively tricky to play properly. Antonio will be getting the very slight lead because of that miss. Not going to be the end of the world. This map is one of the longer ones in the pool at 4 minutes, and just like that, it just immediately skyrockets over to Zooty from that chain miss and accuracy drop from Antonio.
Yeah, that is not what Antonio needed right now, as they mirror each other's accuracy gains and losses. So, Zooty holding a 27k. She has what she needs right now. She can hold this for the next 3 minutes. A miss from Antonio is going to help that as well.
Zooty's struggling a bit on the early stage there, but it's recovered fairly nicely. Antonio struggling a bit on these linear patterns, just missing on random notes in the chain. I think unfortunate over-aims here and there. Luckily, not going to be as bad as it would be on something like Stable, since no note lock, so only drops the one miss, but...
Zooty, though, dropping a lot of accuracy through that. Still manages to hold onto the combo, but they both come up with misses now. Zooty's still ahead with the accuracy, and that big combo lead's going to help her with that lead as well. So Antonio's got some work to do. Big chain miss and drop of accuracy for Antonio there.
Both players trading misses in this part. Probably the hardest section of the entire map. But we're going to be needing to see xootynator drop accuracy, or at the very least. Preferably, though, we'd want to see her get a couple more misses here and there as we enter the last stage of the map, halfway through. Bit of a slow section here. Still possible to miss on, though. A lot of snap aim and overlaps here that can trip you up still. We've seen quite a number of players miss on these over the course of the weekend.
And one miss could be all that separates them. 57k in favor of Zooty right now. This is roughly 40 to 38k in the lead on the scoring. But one miss, too many accuracy drops could flip it.
This gets really dicey if Zooty misses before Antonio does. We're going to be entering the next hard part here. We'll probably see, realistically speaking, both these players trade. There goes Zooty. Antonio trades it immediately after, but that does take into the deficit. The accuracy from those 1/8 kick sliders is going to be keeping Zooty in the lead for now, but get into the last and most hard part of this map. Anything can happen from here on out.
And it's Antonio who's coming up just a little bit too short at the moment. Back up to 57k and is rising for xootynator right now. 30 seconds left on the map. She's looking in the clear.
This is deceptively hard. This section is really deceptively hard, so we'll see if anyone misses here. Because if they do manage to miss, there's still plenty of map remaining. I think both these players are going to be hitting this section. Seems like they've... That's actually kind of surprising. I'm kind of surprised both of them hit that section, honestly, which should solidify Zooty as the winner here. Nothing else really to miss on. Came down to the wire, though. Only won by about 60k points overall.
Yeah, a crazy close performance for both of these vicious opponents, but it is Xooty that comes out on top, but only just. Those DT maps really shining well for Antonio, but it just wasn't enough. He needed that little bit more, I think, from that second DT map to have made this that bit closer. So Xooty will escape out of the single elimination bracket and has made it to the double elimination. She will be back next week, but it is unfortunately goodbye for Antonio.
That does it for us for today. Like I said, still one more match to go. That's going to be Amacetic versus Enri, happening at 13 UTC. It's going to be happening on Monday, so as you do, be sure to stay tuned for that. Map Pool Showcase for the quarterfinal bracket will be happening pretty much immediately after that match, or shortly after. One of the two. It will be happening on that day, though. For now, though, that's going to do it for us. It's been The Marsh and Fiery. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for the last match of the round of 16.